Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Dadawan Faraji Harahap, and today I'm going to explain how to apologize. So we have two. The first one is I'm sorry that it's for a mistake, when you made a mistake that includes an action, and the second one is I'm sorry for. It's when you made a mistake about something like noun. So the first example we have is I'm sorry that I was late yesterday. I'm sorry that I forgot your birthday. It's for an action, a mistake action that you just made. And the second one is I'm sorry for the mistake. I'm sorry for being rude. It's for noun. The action here is late, and here is forgot, and for noun is for being rude and for the mistake. And the last one we have, the first one is we have formally. So formally is when you are in a company or when you are talking to your lecturer, you usually say I apologize for. It's for verb. For example, I apologize for losing my temper. And second one is I apologize for, and it's for noun. For example is apologies. I apologize for delayed response. And after the formal, we have the informal. We have oops, sorry, or my bad. It's for casual, and usually it's used for when you're talking with your friends or with your family that are close to you. Thank you.
So everyone, my name is Naila Zurifa Akbar. I'm here to explain on how to responding when someone is apologizing. So when someone is saying I'm sorry that or I'm sorry for, the most common one when we want to give a response, it's that's okay, it's alright, no worries, and it happens. For the last one, it happens, it's for the condition when the accident is out of our control. For the example, I'm sorry that I was late yesterday, maybe it's because the traffic jam or something like that. So we have formal response. If you accept their apology and can forgive them, we can say I accept your apology and appreciate it. If you need some time to forgive them, you can say I appreciate your apology and I will need some time to consider it fully. If you're not accepting their apology at all and still can forgive their mistake, you can say I'm not ready to forgive. The second one is for the informal. For informal response, let's say you talk to your friend and family or any relatives that close to you, you can say no problem, like you don't give, you're okay with their mistake. If you need more time, I hear you, but I need a bit more time to think about it. And if you're not accept the apology at all, you can say as you should. Okay, thank you.
Hi guys, today I want to tell you about interest in conversation. Guys, do you know what is interest? Yeah, interest is a feeling in something that drives you or someone to do an activity when you have free time. Here are some questions when you can use to ask to someone, a new people, when you want to get to know about her or his personality. A. Do you have any interest? B. What do you do any fun? C. What kind of thing are you into? D. Tell me about your interest. E. What do you do in your free time? And I want to practice from First question. Do you have any interest? Yes, I have. I like to reading a novel. And I usually, when I have free time, I like to reading a novel in Wattpad apps.
Hello everyone, today I want to share about my hobby. Hobbies are activities we do in our free time. They make us happy and relaxed. Do you have hobbies too? What is a hobby? Hobby is something you enjoy doing. It can be anything that makes you feel happy, like reading, drawing, playing games, or sports. Hobby help us refresh our mind and enjoy life outside of studies. And my favorite hobby is singing. My voice is just normal, not very special, but I enjoy it anyway. I usually sing at home, sometimes alone, sometimes with friends, and singing helps me relax after a busy day at university. And why singing is great? Singing makes me feel happy and relaxed. It also helps me gain confidence, and I think hobby like singing are very important for students because they help us enjoy life and balance studying and free time. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Suci Ramadini. Good morning everyone. Today we learn how to ask for direction and how to direction to someone who asks us. When you need to go to somewhere, sometimes you don't know the way how to get there. This is the purpose of this topic. While if someone asks you about the direction to go to somewhere, you know how to explain the way. The first thing we must do before asking for direction point one is the polite start. In English, politeness is mandatory when interrupting someone for help. Never jump straight to the question. Always start with a polite opener, like, "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to blah blah blah?" Or, "Pardon me, I'm looking for blah blah blah. Do you know where is it?" Not always use modal verbs like could or would to make it sound more polite and less demanding. Clarification price. Point 2. To request a repeat or confirm direction. Like example, could you say that again please? Or is that far from here? Or so I turn left at the traffic light right? For checking again. Kevin will be presenting the material on giving direction.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about giving direction. So, giving direction means telling someone how to go or get to a certain place. For example, when someone asks, "How can I get to the hospital?" we tell them the way, like go straight, turn left, or it's next to the bank. In English, we use some common words to give direction, such as go straight means walk or drive forward without turning. Turn left or right means change your direction. Next to means beside something. Across from means on the opposite side of the street. Between means in the middle of two places. Here's a short example. Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn right. The school is across from the park. So yeah, giving direction is basically about helping people find the right way to go somewhere. That's all. Thank you guys.